What's up guys, Z-Slides here back with another video. So in this video I'll be teaching you how to make a homemade stamp out of simple supplies being popsicle sticks and normal school erasers. So first step, just want to go to Google Slides and design your stamp however you would like it to be. So you gotta remember it has to be all connected and whatnot. So I'm gonna do the Z-Slides logo. Okay, now once you have your desired item, just group it and then hit Ctrl X to cut it. Go to File, Page Setup, Custom, you can do 11 by 8.5 setup. 8.55, so I did have it corrected, just in a weird order. Once you have that, you need to paste it, and now with that here, you can adjust the scale of it. Also, I'm just going to adjust that. These parts are a bit too thin, so when I trace this out, I don't want it to be too thin. Now we can click on it and go to Format Options, and we can adjust the scale of it. This is a good enough scale, only 1 to 2 inches in size, which I think this is fine. Just want to make a few of these in case you mess up. I think 3 will be fine. And with some other ones, you can like just edit the size, just so you can have a few options of scale. Let me print this out. Okay, so I printed it out. And now the next step is determine how many erasers I'm going to use. So just gonna see how many I need to use by laying it out on here. So I think 2 will be good. Just to check, I can make these more of their actual usable size, because obviously you can't use the sloped pieces. So I'm just gonna cut those parts off, so you can get a more accurate size of what our usable area is for making stamps. And yeah, that just about fits. It'll be a bit smaller than I wanted it to, but that's fine. Yeah, that pretty much works. It's a bit easier than having 3 like that. So you want to just generally cut out one of the stamps of the size, and I'm gonna put this out a bit better. Now I'm going to glue this onto both of them with just some Elmer's school glue. Glue in general just doesn't adhere too well to this stuff, but I found Elmer's applies much better than some other kinds of glue, like much better than hot glue and stuff. Because hot glue doesn't stick. A lot of adhesives don't stick to this. That's why it makes it good for making stamps with ink out of it. So once you got this, just going to cut this each half of it. Once you have both sides, you can just come on with a knife and cut each section out. Okay, so now that you have cut the basic outline of the stamp, obviously you're not going to be stamping it like this. it's going to be rotated, so when it goes on the paper, it's going to, look correct. So now we have to adjust it from this angle to make sure everything still looks right. And it does, mainly, but I'm just going to fix here, because make the Z more easily recognizable. Once you've done your finishing touches, you want to get some super glue out and glue the two sides together. You want to try to make sure that everything lines up in the correct faces. You don't want to glue it like this or anything, obviously, or rotate it the wrong ways, or make sure they fit together correctly. Okay, now that, while there's two pieces are being glued, you can go grab some cardboard and cut out a rough outline, or a rough size of the shape, and then glue it on top with yet more super glue. You can do this out of any material, cardboard, even paper, but cardboard's just cheap and thick. So just add some more super glue onto the top. And now you can leave it set for about 30 minutes. If the cardboard seems too big, we'll trim that down later. And now you can set a 30-minute timer. Okay, now that it has been 30 minutes since I started gluing it, it is just time for more final touches and creating a stamp base. So I've done this project before, or something like this, and just something to generally stamp it down better. So I have this long cardboard tube that I'm just going to use as a stamp base. And also, I'm going to use another one of these to show on the top, so you don't have to check which angle is up. So it'll be up. So I'm just going to work on those two. These are optional because this is a working stamp by itself, but just something with a bit more weight to it. Okay, so I just cut the cylinder out and glued it onto our little stamp base. Now, like I said, we're going to just trim this down a little bit. Not too much, but just a smidgen. And get this one. Now I am going to, like I said, do the top part. So just gonna cut this out. Now I'm just going to glue this on the top, making sure the angles are correct. And there we go. Okay, now that I've finished it up, I'm going to show it off. Got the ink, just really wiggle it around, make sure that it should be green when you stamp it, which it is evenly green, and stamp it, and also kind of just wiggle it around. And there you go. Well, this has been Z Slides on how to make a homemade stamp.